The American dream has been sold to us as a white picket fence and a 30-year mortgage. We're told from a young age that renting is throwing money away and buying a home is the ultimate sign of success. But what if I told you that for many, this dream is actually a financial anchor dragging you down and keeping you from true wealth? We are living in a time where the math of home ownership has fundamentally changed, yet the societal pressure remains the same. Before we dive into the data, I want you to ask yourself two honest questions, and I'd love to see your answers in the comments. First, are you looking to buy a home because it's a sound financial investment, or simply because your parents, friends, and society told you that it's just what you're supposed to do? Second, if your water heater exploded or your roof collapsed tomorrow, do you have $15,000 sitting in cash, or would that repair go straight onto a high-interest credit card? If those questions make you feel a bit uneasy, you are in the right place. Welcome to Finance Underpining, where we peel back the layers of the financial world to show you what the banks and the gurus don't want you to see. If you want to master your money and stop following the herd, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now and join our community. Let's look at a typical American scenario. You find a beautiful house for $450,000. You put down 20%, which is $90,000 in cold hard cash. Most people think their expenses end with the mortgage payment, but that's where the trap begins. When you rent, your rent is the maximum you will pay for housing that month. When you own, your mortgage is the minimum you will pay. You now have property taxes that can rise every year, homeowners insurance that is skyrocketing in states like Florida and Texas, and the dreaded HOA fees. Then there is the opportunity cost. That $90,000 you locked into the walls of your house is now dead money. If you had invested that same $90,000 into the S&P 500, historically it would grow at an average of 8 to 10% per year. In 30 years, that money alone could have turned into nearly $1.5 million. By buying the house, you aren't just paying for a roof, you are potentially sacrificing $1 million retirement. Let's talk about the interest trap. At current interest rates of 7% or 8% on a 30-year loan, you end up paying the bank more than double the original price of the home over the life of the loan. For the first 10 years, your monthly payments are almost entirely interest. You aren't building equity, you're just paying the bank for the privilege of living in your house. The bank owns the home, you just have the privilege of fixing the toilets. One of the biggest advantages of renting that no one talks about is mobility. The U.S. job market is shifting rapidly. Today, your career might be in Silicon Valley. Tomorrow, it might be in Austin or Nashville. As a renter, you have the freedom to move for a 20% salary increase with just a 30-day notice. As a homeowner, you are tethered to the dirt. Selling a home takes months, costs 6% in agent commissions, and thousands more in closing costs. In a world that prizes flexibility, a house can be a set of golden handcuffs. We've all heard the myth that home prices always go up, but 2008 taught us a painful lesson: they don't. Real estate can crash, neighborhoods can decline, and industries can leave a city overnight. If the market drops, your home becomes a liability, not an asset. As Robert Kiyosaki famously said, an asset is something that puts money into your pocket. Unless you're renting out rooms, your primary residence is taking money out of your pocket every single month. My goal today isn't to tell you to never buy a home. It's to tell you to stop treating your home like a guaranteed investment. Buy a home when you're emotionally ready to settle down for 10 or 15 years, when your emergency fund is fully stocked, and when you realize that you're buying a lifestyle, not a get-rich-quick scheme. Don't let the American dream turn into a financial nightmare because you were too afraid to do the math. So, what's your take? Are you team rent or team buy? Does the security of owning a home outweigh the financial freedom of renting and investing? Drop a comment below. I read every single one. If this video gave you a new perspective, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who is currently obsessed with buying a house. I'm your host, and this is Finance Underpining. Stay smart, stay liquid, and I'll see you in the next one.